The air conditioning clicks off at exactly 8:12 p.m. in the near-empty office. The kind of precise timing only a corporate building can manage when no one's left to care. It's just me, Alan Vargas, 42, senior systems engineer, still hunched over my desk after a 14-hour day. My fingers tap through lines of code on my screen, my eyes blurred from staring too long. The hum of the office is quiet, but then I hear something. Voices, coming through the thin wall separating my cubicle from the boardroom. Ryland, the CFO, Lennox, the chairman, and Wyatt from HR. They're talking about me. At first it's vague, just, he's been noticing patterns again, and we can't have that. I freeze, my fingers hovering over the keyboard, and then I catch it. Terminate him Friday. 6 years. 6 years I've kept this place running, built the entire infrastructure, and they're just replacing me. Braxton, some kid from IT who's been shadowing me for the last few weeks, is stepping into my shoes for triple my salary. The worst part, they're laughing about it. Wyatt jokes about how I panicked during the budget meeting when they shot down my raise. Thought we'd actually pay him what he's worth, he says. Yeah, they mock me, but they don't understand. They think I'm just a cog, just a guy in IT, replaceable. What they don't know is that every single part of their global system relies on a proprietary encryption rhythm I built. A rhythm they laughed at when I first pitched it. Every 72 hours, the system requires a key renewal to keep the private data partition sealed. If the key isn't renewed, the system automatically redirects protected logs and communication records to regulatory channels. They think I'm just a guy who pushes buttons. They don't realize I've got the only key to their system's heart. I close my laptop. The key renewal window ends Sunday afternoon. They think they have more time than they do. That's when the system reverts to default transparency routing. They definitely don't know that. The next 2 days, I play it straight. Owen, the CTO, swings by my desk. Wednesday morning, his usual impatient self, leaning over my shoulder as I type. Are the updates complete? He asks. I lie through my teeth. Almost. He stares at me for a beat, then nods and walks off, probably thinking I'm just one more cog in the machine doing my job. They don't get it. Not even close. By Thursday, things start feeling a little too hot. Asher from IT swings by my cubicle, eyes narrowing, pretending like he's just making conversation. I know he's suspicious. He's seen something. He's noticed the reroute, but I keep my face neutral, let the casual air of routine settle in. Latency tuning between sectors, I say, offering him some technical jargon to buy myself time. His eyes flicker, but he nods and walks off. He doesn't push. Not yet. Later that night, 3 outside contractors show up. They hover around my desk, whispering, clearly prepping for the transition that's supposed to go down Friday. They have no clue I've buried the trigger so deep they'll never see it coming. To them, it's just audit cleanup. To me, it's the fuse that'll light everything on fire. By Friday, everything's in place. The trap is set, the pieces in motion. Lennox comes to my desk, all smiles. Fake smiles. He doesn't even try to hide it. You've been an asset, Alan, he says, his voice smooth, full of that corporate praise he loves so much. I nod, tight-lipped, trying not to let him see how much I'm enjoying this. The clock's ticking, and I can feel the seconds in the air. At 4:28 p.m., I hit the final confirm. The boardroom is waiting for me. I take a deep breath, stand up, and walk over to the room like nothing's wrong, like I'm just another employee going in for my termination discussion. Wyatt's there, handing me the termination form. He reads from the script, his voice too rehearsed, too eager to get this over with. He must think I'm going to crumble. I hand over my password like he expects, but not all of it. I leave out one crucial thing, the key signature that keeps their systems partitioned, the one they won't be able to bypass without me. Wyatt blinks, not catching on. He's too busy doing his HR part, reading his lines. Lennox, the chairman, leans back in his chair, the smug look plastered across his face. Any questions? I stand up straight, let the silence settle in. I can almost hear the clock ticking in the back of my head, feel the tension tightening around me. Yeah, I say, voice low and controlled. When did you figure out I was the only one who actually understood how your infrastructure works? The smile slips from Lennox's face. I watch it happen. The subtle change. It's like they finally realize they've just screwed up. And they have no idea what's coming next. Saturday morning, I disappear. No phone, no laptop, no distractions. Just me, the trail, and the quiet hum of nature in Wisconsin. I don't want to be found. I don't want to hear from anyone. The world outside my head needs to fade away for a little while. Sunday morning, I turn my phone back on. Immediately, the screen lights up with 12 missed calls, 17 texts, and 3 voicemails. The last one's from Lennox. I press play, half expecting him to beg me to come back, to fix the mess they've made. Alan, his voice crackles through the speaker, tight with frustration. Let's talk. Name your number. We'll make it right. I ignore the calls. I ignore everything. It's 3:15 p.m. now. The fuse is burning. I'm not folding. Not for them. At 2:30 p.m., I get a knock at my door. I don't even have to open it to know who it is. Ryland, the CFO, the same guy who once told me I was lucky to even have this job all those years ago. He's sweating through his blazer, his face a mix of desperation and frustration. I don't invite him in. I don't need to. You fired me, I say flatly. His eyes dart to the floor, then back to mine. We'll double your pay, triple. Just come in. Something's going wrong with the system. We can't stop it. I let the silence hang between us for a moment, then nod. Fine, I'll go, but not with my gear. He thinks I'm folding. He thinks I'm coming back to fix things for them. I'm not. I'm just going to play my part, one last time. The office is chaos when I walk in. Braxton, the kid they're replacing me with, practically greets me like I'm some kind of messiah. He's flustered, his hands shaking a little as he shows me the issues. Auth protocols are failing, he says, practically begging for answers. I just nod. I know what needs to be done. They don't. We walk to the boardroom, where the executives are crowded around, looking like they've just realized the ground's falling out from under them. Lennox doesn't waste time. He gives me access to the system, a look of hope in his eyes that makes me want to laugh. He thinks this is still salvageable. I take my time. I'm in no rush. I don't need to make them comfortable. Why is this happening? Owen, the CTO, barks, his voice rising in panic. I stand up slowly, meeting his eyes. Because, I say, my voice calm and controlled, you fired the only guy who actually understood what this system does when you mess with it. I'm watching them, waiting for the moment the panic truly sets in. The clock on the wall ticks. It's 3:12 p.m. At 3:15, it all goes to hell. Alerts start firing off, one after another. Their secrets, boardroom recordings, internal messages, everything they've worked so hard to keep hidden, begin leaking into regulatory channels, slowly at first, then all at once. Lennox's face turns white. Fix it, he shouts. I don't flinch. Can't, I say, leaning back in my chair, watching them squirm. You wanted a clean handoff. Well, here you go. The room goes silent, except for the ringing of their phones as the notifications flood in. They wanted a clean break, and now they've got one. A break they'll never recover from. It doesn't take long for the legal teams to swarm. They hit the office like a pack of wolves, all sharp suits and cold eyes. Lawyers, compliance officers, whoever they can drag in to contain the mess I've made. They pull me into a glass-walled room, one of those, we can watch you, but you can't hear us, setups. I sit there, arms crossed, as they shout at each other on the other side of the glass, trying to figure out how the hell to stop the fallout. They bring in 2 guards, but they're just window dressing. They don't know I've already won. Threats start flying, jail time, lawsuits, hush money. They offer me the whole damn world to keep my mouth shut, but it's too late for that. The system's not compromised. It's just honest now. The truth's out, and no amount of money can shove it back in the box. Sunday night, Lennox finally comes to see me. He looks haggard, his suit hanging off him like he hasn't slept in days. His face is tight, eyes bloodshot. He thinks he's going to intimidate me, but he's just another man who's realized he's lost control. You don't understand the people involved, he says, voice low, like he's trying to get through to me, or maybe he's just trying to convince himself. I just look at him, unfazed. You shouldn't have invited them to your fraud party then. He bristles at that. I can see the anger building in him, but I don't care. He leans in closer. You're a spiteful, bitter man who couldn't handle rejection. I lean back, all calm now. You're right. I did flag this fraud 3 times, Lennox. 3 times. You ignored me. His face twists, but he doesn't say anything more. He knows it's true. I watch him turn and walk out, leaving the room colder than when he entered. Monday morning, things take another turn. Feds show up, and it's like the entire building shakes with the weight of it. The trading halts, the stock ticker stops dead. The retirement accounts, the pension funds, they all come crashing down. The employees find out, the retirees find out. The whole damn world finds out about the theft. I sit in my apartment, mug in hand. My company mug, the one they gave me when I saved them $10 million on server costs. Like it was some kind of reward for doing my job. Now it feels like a joke. I watch it all unfold on the news, like it's someone else's life. 8 of the company's top execs, including Lennox and Ryland, are let out in cuffs. The feds haul them off, and the whole thing is on live TV. They look so small now, so powerless. I don't feel anything. Not satisfaction, not joy. Just the weight of it all. Everything finally exposed. The lies, the manipulation, the corruption. It's out in the open now, and nothing's going to put it back. I take a sip from my mug and let the silence in my apartment swallow the sound of the TV. Tuesday morning, I'm contacted by Director Hollister from the Financial Crimes Task Force. She wants to meet. A government car shows up at my door, unmarked, dark windows, and a driver who doesn't say much. He takes me to a federal office building downtown. I try to keep my nerves in check, but it's hard not to feel like I'm walking into some kind of interrogation. Inside, the place is cold. All steel and glass, sterile and intimidating. Hollister's waiting for me in a small conference room. A woman in a sharp suit with an air of control that makes the room shrink. She doesn't offer small talk. She gets right to the point. "Did you leak data?" she asks, her voice steady, like she's already made up her mind. I meet her gaze without flinching. No, I didn't manually leak anything. The system only revealed what was already being hidden. She narrows her eyes, her fingers tapping the edge of a file in front of her. "Explain." "The system," I say, choosing my words carefully, "reverted to its natural routing when the key expired. All the data went exactly where it was supposed to go, just like it always would have. No tampering, no leaks." She listens, but I can tell she's not fully convinced yet. She slides a folder across the table to me. I open it, and it's full of printouts, my flagged reports, each one with timestamps, recipients, everything. "These got buried," she says quietly, "but not anymore." I sit back in my chair, letting it sink in. All the times I flagged this, all the times they ignored me, and now it's in front of her. She knows I was right. "You didn't just expose fraud, Alan," she says, her eyes narrowing with a kind of respect. "You exposed architecture failure used to cover it up." I nod. The weight of the words sitting in the room, like a second truth I didn't have to say out loud. She leans forward, her voice calm but certain. "We need people like you, people who know what to look for and don't flinch when the pressure hits. Help us catch the criminals who hide in plain sight. Help us from the inside." Her offer hangs in the air, but I don't answer immediately. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to feel. Honored? Relieved? All I know is that the choice is mine. She slides her business card across the table to me, and for a moment, I just stare at it, running the edges of the card between my fingers. I leave the office with the card in my pocket, the weight of it pulling at me. There's a decision waiting to be made, but I know one thing for sure. Whatever I choose, I'm not going back to where I was before, not to that broken system. I walk out of the building, the door clicking shut behind me, and I'm left with nothing but choice and a world that's finally listening. Days later, the offers start rolling in. It's like the world is watching, waiting to see what I'll do next. The pension board reaches out with a contract. They want me to rebuild their system, the same one I exposed, only this time with oversight. The offer is simple: triple the pay, total autonomy. "People trust you," Trusty Jacob says on the phone, like it's a selling point. Maybe it is. I think about it for a moment. The money's tempting. But the truth is, I'm not sure if I want to rebuild anything, especially not a system that's been broken for years. The company, the board, they're trying to act like this was a fluke, like a few bad apples ruined the bunch. I know better. Meanwhile, the media dubs me the firewall whistleblower. They plaster my face on news sites and papers, like I'm some kind of hero. Interviews start piling up in my inbox. They want my side of the story. They want the drama, the behind-the-scenes details. But I'm not interested. I never wanted the spotlight. All I wanted was to do my job and fix what I could. Now that the truth's out, that should be enough. Then, the twist. The company strikes back. They file a lawsuit, naming me in the fraud, claiming I was the one who misused the system, that I was part of the conspiracy. Their PR team spins the narrative. They want the public to believe I'm the villain in this story. For a second, I panic. I sit in my apartment, my hands shaking as I read the news, thinking about how fast everything is unraveling. They've got deep pockets and the resources to drag this out for years. I'm not sure if I can fight back. But then the phone rings. It's Hollister. She doesn't even let me speak. "Expected," she says, her voice calm but firm. "We're already countering. You're protected under whistleblower law." I breathe out, feeling a little weight lift. But it's not over yet. She's not bluffing. Legal teams hit the ground running, fast and hard. I've got a small army of lawyers, investigators, and experts backing me up. The evidence is airtight. Every single report I filed, every flagged issue, every ignored red flag, it's all there. They can't twist it. Not this time. And then the hammer falls. Within weeks, more companies tied to the executives are uncovered. It wasn't just one firm. They were running a shell game, hiding their tracks behind layers of corporate lies. They thought they could cover it up. I pulled the tablecloth, and now it's all crashing down. I don't have to say anything to anyone. The facts speak for themselves. The truth is out, and it's got its own momentum now. I didn't start this fight, but I sure as hell won't back down from it. A month later, I meet Braxton in a park. He's sitting on a bench looking like he hasn't slept in days, eyes wild, hair unkempt. The guy looks wrecked. It's hard to remember he was once the eager young intern who thought he could replace me. Now, he's just another casualty of this mess. I sit down next to him, but he doesn't even look at me at first. His hands shake as he picks at the edge of his jacket. "They've been asking about you," he mutters, voice low. "Men came to see me. Real serious guys. I don't know who they were, but they were digging for your name, for details on everything you did. I think this goes deeper than pensions, Alan." I stay quiet, letting him talk. "Offshore money, government contracts, stuff way above our pay grade," he says, swallowing hard. His voice cracks slightly as if he's just realized how deep he's in. I nod, keeping my face neutral. My stomach churns. This wasn't just about a few corrupt execs in a Chicago office. This was global. This was bigger than all of us. I don't waste any time. I call Hollister as soon as I leave the park. She picks up on the second ring, and I'm quick to relay what Braxton said. "You need to keep your head down, Alan," she tells me, voice sharp but calm. "We're setting up surveillance. Stay put. Don't do anything stupid." I don't answer right away, but the tension in my chest tightens. I've already done everything by the book, but this feels different. It feels like things are about to break wide open. "Don't panic," she adds, but I already feel the anxiety bubbling up. I do panic. I can't help it. Then it all explodes. A week later, the story hits the news in a way no one expected. It's not just one company. There are multiple countries involved, and the scale is bigger than anyone could have imagined. Over $1 billion laundered. Corporate corruption, bribery, shell companies hiding government contracts. The whole damn network is out in the open, and the fallout is massive. Congressional hearings begin. Investigators are scrambling. And suddenly, I'm in the middle of it all, with the world watching. I'm asked to testify before Congress. Hollister briefs me, tells me to stick to the facts. She says I can't give them the full picture, that I need to be careful. But I don't want to hold back. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. So I speak plainly, laying it all out. I tell them about the system, how it was built, how I flagged the fraud, how I was ignored every time. I don't pull any punches. I don't want fame. I didn't ask for any of this. But the truth's out now, and I need to make sure it's heard. If I can expose this one network, if I can help tear this one system down, maybe it'll lead to something bigger. Maybe the next person won't have to wait years before someone listens. Maybe others will follow, and this house of cards will finally collapse. By the time I finish my testimony, I'm not sure what I expected. But the truth has been said, and I feel something shift inside me, like I've finally taken control of my own story. 6 months later, I sit in federal court, watching as Lennox, Ryland, and 4 others step up to the podium. They look small now. Their expensive suits have been traded for cheap ones, something ill-fitting that makes them look like they're trying to dress the part of men in power. The arrogance is gone, replaced by fear, the kind of fear that only comes when you know the game's over. Lennox sees me across the room. He doesn't say anything, just stares for a moment. His face is drawn tight with the kind of resignation I never thought I'd see from him. He knows. I don't need him to say a word. He knows that all his power, all his manipulation, it was for nothing. The judge hands down the sentence. 15 years, full restitution, a total financial wipeout for everyone involved. The words hit like a hammer, but it's not just the number that sinks in. It's the weight of what they've lost, their wealth, their freedom, their careers. It's all gone. The judge's voice echoes in the courtroom. These crimes strike at the heart of public trust. The betrayal is not only financial, but moral. Outside the courtroom, reporters rush forward like vultures. They shout questions at me, trying to get a soundbite, trying to pin me down. But I don't have anything to say to them. They don't get it. They weren't there. They didn't see what it was like to be treated like a ghost, to have the people you trust turn on you and hide behind their lies. I walk past the reporters, my shoes clicking on the pavement, heading for the one place I know I need to be. Later that night, I walk past the company building. I pause at the curb and look up. Things are different inside. The glass walls no longer hold the same arrogance. There's real oversight now, real systems in place, the kind that should have been there all along. For the first time, it feels like they might actually be doing things right. I meet Hollister for coffee afterward. It's quiet between us, but there's an understanding there. We share a short laugh as I hand her the company mug, the one thing I kept after all the mess. It's a small thing, but it feels like a piece of me that's still standing. "You got justice," she says, her smile soft but knowing. I nod, and I didn't even have to burn it down. She chuckles, and I can feel the weight of everything that's happened finally start to settle. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. It's quiet, it's thorough, and it sticks. I'm not a hero. I'm just a guy who refused to be erased. And I made sure the right people paid the price.